Okay, so our objective for this class is to draw a simple floor plan. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to reproduce a foundation plan from a given floor plan. And a foundation plan is basically an outline of the section that is embedded in the ground. Normally, before construction, the first thing to do is to remove a section where the wall is to be placed. And normally they line out where the house is to be built, and they would excavate or dig away a section of the earth, exactly where each wall is supposed to go. So they would remove here. The foundation detail pretty much where the building sits. So what they would do in that case, they would line up where the walls are to be, and they would dig out that section. The building, the walls normally sit on what we call a footing. What is called a footing. So this would be like this would be the wall. This would be the wall, typically the wall right here. And the wall would sit on sit on some reinforced concrete, which you call a base. So this base is typically wider than the actual wall. It's typically wider than the actual wall. The typical wall is 150. So this would be like your building blocks. Your building blocks here. So this would be like block upon block. Your series of building blocks there. So these are our building blocks. And this is our footing. So the footing is pretty much where the building sits. It's the part that is embedded in the ground, all right? So the principle would be like this. So we would excavate a section here, or we would excavate or remove the earth from a section like this. And we would lay the footing on the wall in that section. So this would be the part in the ground, yeah? This would be the section in the ground. So we pretty much, we excavate or we dig away this section, and we lay our footing, lay the footing first, the footing, which is where the building would sit. What this does, this prevent the building from sinking. So we lay the footing down there first. That would be our footing with our reinforced bar and our concrete. Then they will start to build the blocks onto that. So we start with that. We then start building our blocks on this. So they would have, you know, those rectangular blocks. They will start building those onto those. So we start building our blocks. So building blocks onto this, a series of blocks onto this, until this gets out of the ground and up to where we want it to be. So this would be our wall, and this would be like the wall coming out of the ground right there. Yeah, this would be the wall coming out of the ground. So all of the section right here, from here is the foundation. So here we have a series of building blocks going up, the blocks here. Yeah. So all of what that is embedded in the ground is referred to as a foundation. Typically, you would not see, so what they would do, they am I making any sense here, guys? Are you understanding the principle here?
Yes, sir, I understand.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Can
Yes,
I
sir.
get some feedback?
Yes, sir.
Sure, you hear me?
So this would be our wall, and typically we have steels protruding. We have steels coming up through the walls, steels, yeah,
Are you hearing me, sir?
protruding through the walls. We call these reinforced bars. So these bars are
Oh, yeah,
used to
yeah, yeah, yeah.
support, to support, support the building. So we have these coming up all the way here up into the wall. So this is the foundation. All of this here, all of this is the footing. Here is the footing, and this is the wall. So all of this combined, everything that is embedded in the ground is referred to as the foundation. All right, so that's the principle of foundation. So what I'll be teaching you to draw is how to generate the foundation. I would like you to take note, however, that the width of the foundation, or the width that we dig, is relative to the width of the foundation. Typically, the width of the foundation is 3 times the wall. Yeah. And the wall, so here is normally our minimum 450 millimeters. Minimum 450, 450. And the wall is typically 150 millimeters. That's your standard wall size. Of course, your walls that exceed 150, but typically walls are 150 millimeters. So this is pretty much a principle of foundation. At the end of this, you should be able to draw a simple foundation detail. There are some guidelines that you must follow when drawing foundation. One, foundation must be a copy. The wall must be the exact copy of your floor plan. So to draw that, you would first make a copy of the floor plan. So the foundation is the exact copy of the layout as drawn on the floor. It's important to note that floor layout foundation plan has no windows or doors. Yeah, we do not show windows or doors because windows or doors are not in the ground. Yeah, they're above the ground. Secondly, it has footing and column outline parallel to the wall, and I will explain that in a little detail. So this is the typical floor outline. At every corner, we have a stiffener or some form of reinforcement. Those reinforcements are referred to as columns. Yeah. And columns are placed at each corner. We have an L column at the 90 degree. We have a T column at the junction where two walls meet. Yeah.
Like steel.
And we have a stiffener. So we'd have one T column there, one T column here, one L column here. And we have stiffener, which is used to support the wall when we have very long areas. Yeah, we use a straight column or I column. I column, yes. So yes. So here we have it, column or stiffeners are hatched. So we must always use, floor plan outline should be hatched or broken. Column or stiffeners should be hatched in using solid lines. On the floor plan, all rooms must be fully labeled. Also, all rooms must be fully dimensioned. So when I look at your floor plan, I'm looking to see these things. Fully labeled outline, labeling stating where the bedrooms are, the bathrooms, dining rooms, etc. It must be fully labeled as they will need the foundation. The foundation is the first part of the building. It's the information from the foundation that we use to lay out the setting up for the walls. Next, on the foundation plan, there should be no windows or doors, all right? No window visible on the foundation plan, none whatsoever. No door should be visible. And also, scale and title blocks should be drawn, all right? So this is pretty much the guideline for that. Do you have any question, guys? Any question?
No, sir.
No. All right. So I will be switching now to art. So here we have a simple floor plan. I have a simple floor plan here. This one is not dimension. This is a student work. It's incomplete work. So this is a floor plan. All right. And remember, the foundation for this is a copy of the foundation should be a copy of the floor plan. Yeah. So let me use this one for example. So this is a floor plan. The first thing to do, I'll make a copy of this. And I'll type CO, enter copy. And I'll make a copy of this at a different location. That will be that. Escape. So remember, from what we did, that the foundation, this is the wall for the foundation. This is the wall for the foundation. And the footing is normally wider than the wall. So this is the actual wall, but what we want to show on the foundation is exactly where they need to excavate or where they need to dig, all right? So around this, remember the footing looks something like this. It's typically, this is a wall and the footing would be here, would be down here, yeah? A typical, so here, from here to here is typically 450. From here to here is typical 450, 450, 0. And from here to here, from here to here is typically 150. So the footing is normally 3 times the typical wall, which is 450. So if this is 450, it means therefore that from here to here should be 150, 150, 150. All right, so what I'm going to do here is to offset all of these walls by 150 millimeters. All right, offset those walls by 150 millimeters. It's important to note that on some past paper question, they will specify the width and height of the foundation, of the footing. Typically, the height of the footing should not be less than 150 millimeters, but I'll get into that. So here we have a copy of the floor plan outline. Now, I'm going to jump into AutoCAD and offset each of these walls by 150. So I'm going to use rectangle, and I'm going to click. Well, first I must change to my foundation layer. I must change my foundation layer first. All right, foundation layer. So which is this. I then go to rectangle, click on the outside of this, click on the outside of this, outside, and outside of this. Then I'm going to offset that, type O. This color is really, really close to that. I think I should probably choose a different color. Undo. I'm going to choose a different color. That color is too close. Let's use this for now. Let's use text for now. Rectangle. Click here. And I click here. Enter. Now I'm gonna offset. Offset the wall that I just created. So I click here, polygon, and type offset O, offset, enter. Offset distance is 150. So I'm gonna draw that line 150. I'm gonna click. So it's best to have that one. Now I'm gonna draw a series of rectangle around all of these. All right. So I'm gonna type REC for rectangle, enter. And I'm gonna click here, click there for that one. Space bar to reactivate, click here, click there. Space bar to reactivate, left click this corner, pull all the way down, left click down there, escape. All right, now that I have that, I'm gonna offset these, right? So I'm gonna click type offset over offset, enter. Offset distance is 150, so I type 150, enter. And then click this, it allows move in. Click this, select polygon, move inside. Click this, move inside. All right, so what I have here is something which seems a little confusing. So now we have effectively created our the outline for our floor plan. All right. Now what we need to do is to draw our columns. So there is a foundation. Now I'm going to draw my column, and here is a T. All right. So my column is supposed to run from the column supposed to occupy a space. So I'm going to draw a line. Just going to draw a line here. All right, let me do that. Let me change to use a different layer for the column. All right. So typically, this is I'm going to draw a line from here, a line from here to here, up 450, 450, enter. 450, enter. And I'm gonna come back here, enter. Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna generate a T from right here. So I'm gonna click polyline, then I'm gonna draw a line from here to there, here, there, 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 here, here, and go back here to close it, enter. Then I'm gonna delete these now because I don't need this anymore. Don't need these anymore. Delete. And I'm gonna copy this. So what I could have done also, I could have used the same polyline and draw it independently. I could go click here, go 450, enter, then go 150, enter, then come 150, enter, up 150, enter, this way 150, enter, down 150, enter, out 150, enter, and close, enter. I could also do it this way if I want. All right, I could have done that. So either way it works. So anywhere there is a T, we're gonna use a column like this. Anywhere there's a L, we're gonna use the other type of column. All right. For this one, I need a L for this side, so I'm gonna use the same technique, click right here, and draw a box right there. Then I'm gonna generate my L from here. So I'm gonna use polyline, and I'm gonna start here, here, there, here, there, here, and there. Enter. All right. And I'm gonna delete that as I no longer need that. Now, you please note where we draw this. All right. Should delete this line, should delete this one, because we don't need that blue confusing line. We no longer need that either. We no longer need this one. Delete. No longer need this. Polyline. Delete. So we want everything to look different. We want to see the difference between the wall and the outline. I no longer need this one, the first one. Delete. So all I want to see is the outline. So these ones are pretty much the wall. We could hatch these if we want, but I'm not gonna hatch them yet. No, what I'm gonna do, I need to put one of these at each, where there's a T, I need to have one of this there. I'm gonna delete this, I don't need this either. Delete. Now I'm gonna copy this, CO for copy, enter. Specify the base point, which deactivating orthogonal mode, click here. Now, I want one to shape like this. I want one down here, which is 2, and I want a mirror of that. So I'm gonna mirror this to get one that can fit down here, which turns in opposite direction. Yeah, so I'm gonna mirror, MI for mirror, enter, select object to be mirrored, then press enter. Specify a mirror line. I want this to be perfectly horizontal, and I'm gonna choose a point right here. Click there, click here, then enter. So I have 2. I want one more of this, or 2, CO, enter. I'm gonna copy this one more time. Copy this here, and copy it to some other location, like probably like here. Escape. Now I want to rotate this to be able to drop one column here. All right, let me check the chat for a second. Sir, this video will be updated in the classroom, right? Because I did a glitch. Yes, son. Yes, the video will be available. All right, so now I'm gonna rotate this. So RO, enter. Specify the base point here. Rotation angle, that. So I need 4 of them for 4 different corners. I click this, RO for rotate, enter. Specify here as my rotation point, and I rotate that, escape. So now I have 4 of these, and these can be used at any location. So now I'm gonna copy. So anywhere I have one that's shaped like this, like here, I'm gonna use that one. So I'm gonna copy this, copy, CO, enter. And here, you must be careful where you use as the base point. I'm gonna select here as my base point, and I'm gonna deactivate my orthogonal mode, and I'm gonna drop this right here. Drop that right there. Look around to see if there's any more that shape like that. No more shape like that. So I escape. I need 1 T for here, another T for here. Oh, by the way, I need to trim this out. TR, enter, trim that out first. All right. Escape. No, I need one column at this section of the wall right here. So for that, I'm gonna use this one as this one shaped just like that. So I'm gonna click this, then type copy, CO, enter. Specify here as the base point. Again, it's important to where specify as base point. So I'm using here as my base point. Click here, then drag it to the location we want it to be. I want it to be exactly here, right at this point here, right at this point. Escape. That is done. Escape. Now, I want one for this location, but this one, it has to turn up. So I'm gonna look for one that turns up, this one. So I type CO, enter, click here, and I bring this to that location and drop that right there. And there we have it, all the T's, all right? Now, for the L, it's the same principle. I'm gonna copy this, make 4 copies of this, or just mirror, make CO, copy, CO, enter, specify the base point, which is here, and drop this someplace like here, escape, then mirror, MI for mirror, enter, select object to be mirrored, enter, and I'm gonna mirror here and there. Please ensure to deactivate orthogonal mode to get that to mirror perfectly, enter. I'm gonna mirror it again to get one on the opposite side. So MI, enter, select objects to be mirrored. I want those 2, enter. I want the mirror line to be down here, right? Enter. Now I have 4 of them that can fit into all 4 corners. Yeah. So now I'm gonna copy this one, CO, enter, and I'm gonna grip it right here and drop it at this point here. Escape. CO for copy, enter. Select here, and I'm gonna drop this one at this corner down here. And again, I'm gonna continue. Click this one, CO, enter. Specify here as the base point. And I'm gonna drop this at this corner right here. Escape. All right. And for the I, you would pretty much, it's 150 by 300. So you would draw 150, comma, 300, enter. So this would be used, could be used in cases where you want like copy, CO, enter. And I probably drop one right here. That will be the eye stiffener. All right. Now, remember, your foundation must be fully dimensioned and labeled. So the next thing to do will be to hatch these. So I'm gonna go up to hatch, click hatch, and select hatch. When this pops up, this might take a little while to come up. I need solid hatch, and I'm gonna click right here. And if a computer is hatch, takes up a lot of space, guys. So if a computer is not good, my advice is to escape, spacebar to reactivate, and click escape, spacebar to reactivate. Then you click into the column. So my advice is to don't do too much at once because if it is very, very heavy. Escape. So you would go about and drop and add column, add hatch to all of those, right? Once you have done that, the next step is to dimension. You must dimension your floor plan. Everywhere it must be dimension. All right. So I'm gonna go to my dimension layer, dimension layer. And I'm going to dimension this. It's important to know to dimension this, and I'm going to put linear. So for that, I'm going to click here to here, inside wall to inside wall, space bar to reactivate inside wall, inside wall to inside wall, inside wall to inside wall, to have that, and space bar to dimension of that area. I won't be dimensioning all of this. You must always, you need to dimension everything, but we have less than 5 minutes to go, so I'm not going to, before this video ends, so I'm not going to dimension everything for you. All right. You can also go ahead and dimension up the width for like one of the columns, or you could do it differently. The next thing quickly that you will need to add, remember everything must be dimensioned, but I will not be doing everything now. You will also need to add your text. You must label every part of the building. So I'm gonna click here. Let this be about 300, enter. So let's label this bedroom, and I need to change my bedroom layer. All right. To dimension to text. All right, let me just use a different layer. All right. So single line, specify the start point. For this, you want a height of about 300 millimeters, 3 to 400, 300. Let's make it 350, 50, enter. Rotation angle 0, enter. So you label this bedroom, 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 bedroom. Up here is kitchen, kitchen, and down here might be your living, living, living room. All right. So that's pretty much in a nutshell how you draw a foundation plan. And of course, you must have your scale and the title below. So I'm going to copy this, CO, enter. And I'm going to have the scale and all that detail must be established. So click here 2 times to rename. And that is foundation, foundation, foundation plan, foundation plan. All right. The font for this should be larger than the text. So I'm going to use go in the properties and change that. Text height is 300. So let me do that again. To change the font, I left click first, then right click, left click, then right click to bring up a property, go down to properties, and I go across here, text height, and I change that to probably 500, 500, enter. And you will notice instantly that this changed to that size, all right? So in a nutshell, that is basically how you draw a foundation plan. It's very, very simple. There's really nothing to it. Remember, on your foundation plan, you do not show any windows. You do not show walls. You do not show doors. The only thing that should be visible on your foundation plan is your walls, and you may choose to hatch these walls if you wish, or use broken lines, or you may choose to use broken lines to represent the excavation or the footing. All right, so that's pretty much in a nutshell what the foundation plan is about. We have a minute, 1.5 minutes to go. So remember, your footing, let me just recap a bit. Your footing, the width of this should not be less than 450 millimeters. All right, that is the standard. It should not be less. It should be more. The width of your footing, the width of the footing should not be less than 150. Typically, you are told what the width should be. And in subsequent lessons, when we start to work when we start to work past papers, more building drawing past papers, you'll pretty much get a feeling of what that is. All right, so this is pretty much in a nutshell what your foundation should look like. Every section I didn't dimension here. Pretty much every section must be dimensioned. Every section must be labeled. And remember, the foundation is a copy of the floor plan with the walls being offset. Yeah? So you pretty much offset the walls, all right, to the distance that you want it to be. All right? Any question before we go?
Sir, is
Any
there a video
question?
showing the dimensional style and the layers? The layers that you
Any
use?
question, guys?
Sir,
No question?
sir, you hearing me?
Okay.
Hello, sir.